TIL in 2019, a hipster complained to MIT Technology Review for using his picture to imply hipsters look the same, end up discovering the picture was of an entirely different hipster. Litchfield pointed out that he didn't think calling someone a hipster was unflattering or unduly controversial but contacted Getty to be safe. The stock photo giant checked the model release and lo, the guy in the image wasn't even the same dude who was complaining. He'd misidentified himself, Litchfield said. All of which just proves the story we ran: hipsters look so much alike that they can't even tell themselves apart from each other. I think that's the thing with nonconformity or people who think they're different or unique. It's all been done before. I think South Park's goth kids are the best example of this attitude. If you wanna be one of the nonconformists, all you have to do is dress just like us and listen to the same music we do. Everybody in this room is wearing a uniform. Don't kid yourself. /Frank Zappa, burnt weenie sandwich. That's an awesome story. My ex-wife was the opposite. She saw a reflection of her own legs in a store mirror and told me that lady is disgusting. She shouldn't wear shorts with legs like that. I looked around and said, "What lady?" She looked around and realized it was her own reflection of a reflection and was pissed at me all day. I still laugh at it. I want to be different, just like everyone else. I want to be like King Missile. It's Saturday, 1992. The picture, https://www. Get images. ca/detail/photo/styled for the street royalty-free image/520911717. Why did the hipster burn his mouth? He drank his coffee before it was cool. Musical note: you're so vain, you probably think this meme is about you. Musical notes. Did you hear about a hipster who drowned? He fell into the mainstream. The first hipster I ever met was a smug douche. I didn't know what a hipster was until years later, but many of them act exactly the same. I don't know what it is. Is being smug, superior, bitchy, and a coward part of the identity? Anyone who does their own thing is always called crazy, odd, or weird. I went to a barbershop and I honestly lost track of the guy doing my hair. They all had that Hitler Youth haircut with a beard. One reason that hipsters all seem the same is that we created the term to describe certain characteristics. Nonconformists who don't belong to the nonconformists are the real nonconformists. As a white guy, I can confidently say many white guys look disturbingly similar. Put a beard on them, which takes away jawline, and some might as well be clones. I haven't even really heard this term or seen much fashion associated with it since the 2000s. Insert Spider-Man meme. Hipsters, aggressively being different in exactly the same way. Is it my turn to post this next? I've seen this posted on Reddit like 5 times in multiple subs. When not conforming is conforming but hipsters are too stupid to see it. Oof. That's painful to read. LOL. Are we nerds in 2008 in high school? Who still talks about hipsters? Honestly, I call BS on this one. Sounds like a ploy by the study's authors to promote their study. The picture is very clear and professional looking. I have a handful of hipster friends and they are all vain as hell. They know exactly what cloths they are wearing, the brand or non-brand of clothes and hats, and how much beard wax they have on. While yes, they may look alike, it would be pretty hard to firstly incorrectly identify yourself, but let's say they had a very good likeness. Hats are very special to my friends. They wear the same hat rain or shine. To not recognize your own hat, unlikely. To then not recognize your own shirt, possible. But to then forget where you took a pose in super clean clothes in front of wood like that. Massive amounts of coincidence. It is possible they were being trolled, I guess. But the most simple explanation is they made this up for publicity. Perhaps the exchange was real but by 2 people in on it. Unless the guy produced a picture of himself with a similar beanie and shirt and he looked a lot like this guy, I call BS. Before causing anyone of something like that, I would want to be sure. Also, I'd be firstly flattered they used an image of me, then pissed, I guess. The other hipster had that look before it was cool. Deleted. My wife's sister brought this new BF around. Neat, trimmed hair in a beanie, flannel, beard, rolled up pant hems, the whole thing. Turns out he was opening a microbrewery. How fucking original. Also, for the record, hipsterism is used as an aesthetic label in the mainstream but becomes a much less concrete phenomenon to define and group when properly analyzed. Ultimately, a few philosophies popularly coincide, which leads to superficial similarities, but the actual degree of variance between hipsters is significantly greater than your typical subcultures in recent history, and you could also make the case that the actual identification with subcultures has dwindled in the present day too. In some ways, you might argue that hipsters don't actually exist, or rather that the aesthetic was conjured for marketing purposes, etc. And is at best a hijacking. It's like the whole "be a flamingo in a flock of pigeons" thing I see plastered everywhere. So many damn flamingos out there. I'd rather just be a pigeon, just about survive and get along anywhere. r/Nothianian. It's all the same fucking thing, man. Janis Joplin. How do you not recognize your own face in a picture? When upper-income white hipsters started moving into my neighborhood, I mentioned to my neighbor I thought they all dressed alike. He said, "Yeah, they're yuppies with a different uniform. If there is anything the nonconformist hates worse than a conformist, it's another nonconformist who doesn't conform to the prevailing standard of nonconformity." Bill Vaughn. Hey, it's the story I wrote that refuses to die. Still see rips regularly to this day. Deleted. The line that hipsters undergo a phased transition into a synchronized state is fucking hilarious. There's still hipsters about. MIT, did I fucking stutter? That hipster's name, Albert Einstein. Congratulations. You played yourself. As a person who lives in the PNW, I wore flannel, ripped jeans, and stocking caps before grunge, after grunge, and before the current hipster crop. I can't be the only one bothered by the word technology immediately following the letter T in MIT. I see this a lot on Tinder with women. It's like they all fell out of the exact same mold. I'm not saying it to be insulting, but it's the truth. The nerve of that guy to look just like him. Where does he get off? I would have loved to see the reaction of the guy when they told him it's a different person. If they were really hipsters, there wouldn't be so many of them. Jerry Seinfeld. Yeah, but the first hipster looked that way before anyone else even heard about looking that way. The second guy is a total poser. Do British people use the term dude? That's pretty funny. Out of all the shared words in English, I figured dude has to be solely American, considering that cowboys coined the term. I'm pretty sure all my Uber drivers have been hipsters. Does anyone under the age of 35 use the term hipster to actually talk about real people, or is it the damn hippie kids of today? Weekly repost.